Hey there everybody, my name is Mandy. I work for Mississippi State University at the Coastal Research and Extension Center. I am also a graduate student and my project is focusing on the response of bats and their insect prey to different coastal upland habitat management techniques. There are 15 documented species of bats throughout the state of Mississippi, 11 of which have been documented in coastal Mississippi based on the bat conservation strategy published by the Mississippi Bat Working Group. Several of these bat species use forested areas for most or all of their lifespan, and being the primary predators of nocturnal flying insects, these bats play key roles in forested ecosystems. Land management methods such as prescribed fire and mechanical clearing are commonly used in forested areas to restore native habitats, but we just don't know how they affect our Mississippi forest-dwelling bats. Therefore, my research question is, how do bats and their insect prey respond to different coastal upland habitat management techniques? The objectives of the study are to 1. Determine the activity and diversity of bats in the Grand Bay near pine savannas, 2. Determine the abundance and diversity of bat prey, the insects, and lastly 3. Determine if bat activity and insect abundance are influenced by land management techniques. This project will take place at the Grand Bay National Estuarine Research Reserve in Moss Point, Mississippi, where the NER has ongoing land management efforts, thereby presenting a great opportunity to evaluate how different land management techniques affect the present bats and their prey. There will be plots selected to represent habitat management treatments such as prescribed fire, mulching, and select cut. To obtain measurements of bat activity and diversity, bat surveys will be completed using passive bat acoustic monitoring equipment, where these recorders will be placed on trees to record echolocation calls that will later be used to identify present species and measure their activity. And since these bats are insectivores, to obtain insect abundance and diversity, insect surveys will be conducted using malice traps to capture day-flying insects and bucket light traps to attract and capture night-flying insects. These insects will later be measured and identified. In addition to this, we will be doing vegetation surveys that will be used to measure bat habitat structure. Data from this project will be used to determine any trends or patterns between bats and their insect prey to land management efforts. The findings from the study could be used to inform coastal restoration, conservation projects, and land managers of the potential benefits and impacts of land management practices on the forest bats and their prey. This project could also provide valuable baseline data about bat species that inhabit coastal Mississippi forests. And it can also help establish conservation efforts. For organizations such as the Mississippi Bat Working Group and Bat Conservation International, the findings from this project could be super valuable since they are important influencers of bat conservation. Thank you for listening, and feel free to contact me with any questions, suggestions, or comments.